Listen up, this is going to blow the minds of most people watching and listening right now, but the reality is this: if you want to scale your healthcare business and you want to grow your team, the answer is not to have more meetings. Yes, you heard me correctly. I've got a tactic instead that you're going to love. We call it the self-reporting accountability system. So in today's video, it's going to be an absolute game changer for you. I'm going to be showing you this self-reporting accountability system. This is what we use at scale to get way better results from every single team member with way less meetings. Thank goodness. Now, I know this must sound so counterintuitive to be suggesting less meetings. I mean, how do you grow if you've got less meetings, but you've got more people? I know how confusing that must sound, and believe me, I felt exactly the same when Sarah, my business partner and COO, she first proposed this system to me. I was super hesitant, but it's been an absolute game changer for us. And recently what we did is this: we taught our clients how to do this too, and they are absolutely loving it. Now, you've probably heard the term death by meeting, right? The problem is that meetings can be so time consuming, which means that you and your team are taken away from what actually drives your business, from what you actually enjoy. You know, the more meetings you have, the more energy you exert, and that's not good for you because you need to be full of energy. You need to be energetic to lead your team and also to feel great. They can also be really ineffective, a lot of meetings. You know, there seems to be meetings about meetings, in fact, and it's just not the best way to solve things. So we came up with a way better solution, and I think that you're gonna agree. So here's what we did. What we wanted to do, so we wanted to scale our business with way less complexity. We didn't want the complexity of adding more and more meetings in as we grow. And we thought, well, let's flip this around and let's have more fun, more time, more energy as we scale instead. So with this system, here's what happens. Firstly, it frees up your time, thank goodness. That way you and your team can focus on doing what matters and what you do best and really enjoy yourselves a whole lot more, make better use of your time. It gives you and your team more energy because you're not stuck in energy zapping meetings the whole darn time. So the overall morale of your team lifts enormously, immeasurably. And things can be solved just way faster and way more effectively than having to have a meeting for meeting's sake. So I hope you guys are digging this so far because I absolutely love it. So super important, I want to give you guys some real context around this first. Now, at my company, Practice Acceleration, we've got a large team of 40 people globally and growing. When we onboarded like 3 or 4 new people yesterday. We operate 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now, in order to keep this machine running effectively and efficiently, there's got to be enormous levels, high levels of accountability. In fact, accountability is our number one core value as a team. But we do not do it by spending our lives in meetings or by enforcing uncomfortable pressures on people. Now, our second core value is speed. We move fast. Success loves speed. Whenever we're stalled or something is slowing us down, we don't feel right. But we couldn't compromise one core value, accountability, for the other core value, speed. So we needed to do them both in a way where both are in place and working together. And we found a way to actually enhance them both, meaning increased accountability and increased speed, warp speed. And here's what we did, and here's what you can do. Step number 1 of the self-reporting accountability system is this. Quite simply, create a performance review template. Now, each week, every team member on my team has a specific set of questions to report on for their role. It has objective numbers, subjective effectiveness rating, and also an emotive rating. For example, every team member has got KPIs or certain numbers they need to meet and report on. It's very black and white. Then in terms of subjectivity, each person then gives themselves an effectiveness rating out of 10 in their opinion. Then in terms of emotivity, each team member ranks their own mojo score out of 10. Now, this gives us this like really 3D picture of how that person is doing instead of just a one-dimensional perspective if we'd only measured the numbers. Step number 2 is this: systemize the reporting. Now, I like to say that results come from consistency and repetition. So the reporting of the results happens at the same time every single week. And myself and my team leaders check in on this. In fact, it's in our calendars to check the accountability loops. So this is where both internal and external accountability comes from, because the internal is that the team members are responsible for scoring themselves and submitting the report, and the external is that The leadership team ensures that it's actually done. So we have internal and we've got external. That's how we have accountability and alignment. Now, with each team member, they send a video that's no more than 3 minutes long each week. That's what we do instead of having to run a 30-minute one-on-one meeting every week. It gives everyone more autonomy because I can then watch that video anytime I like instead of everyone having to be involved, having to put another meeting on the calendar at the same point in time. And quite frankly, I typically go out for a coffee and watch it that way. That way I'm having fun as well. Step number 3 is reporting results on that video. So this is building off what I just mentioned in step number 2. Now on the video, my team members go over how they're performing, but they also talk about how they're feeling. I want to know how everyone on my team is feeling personally. Now what's happening for them in their life, so that when I interact with them, I know their emotional level, I know their energetic level. You can't get that through email. So we use software called Loom to record their video and they put it into a Slack channel. When you do reporting this way, you can see the hard numbers in the report, but you can also pick up on your team members' tonality and their body language, how they're going energetically through video. And finally, step number 4 is this: lead your team. Your role is to raise the performance and belief of everyone in your team, to raise their belief in themselves, to raise their belief in you, to raise their belief in your company. And that happens when you actually take action on the things that they've said in their video. So reach out to them, congratulate them on doing well, or offer a one-to-one, we call it a 20, whenever they need support. Think of it more like being the coach of a sports team instead of being a babysitter or getting called into the principal's office. And treat everyone like they're your star player. A sports coach would never talk down to their best performing team member because that person can obviously play really well and at a high standard. They just need the coach's support to make sure that they're showing up as their best. Now, listen, I hope that one or even all of these points helps you to create a better accountability system for your team as you continue on your journey to scaling. Because if you build up your team, they will build your business for you and with you. What we do is we install our exact self-accountability system into our clients' businesses and we train them step by step so that way they can shortcut years of trial and error and reclaim control and do that fast. If you don't have a system like this in place, now is the time. And if you want to shortcut the time and the effort that goes into creating one, I've 100% got your back. Here's what you should do. Just comment or DM me with the word scale and I'll give you the exact resource that you need. And I'll even have my team show you how to install it. It will save you years of time and stress and you will love it. So listen, depending on where you're watching or where you're listening to this right now, please comment the word scale or DM me with the word scale. And what I'll do is I'll give you the exact resource that you need. I'll have my team show you how to install it. You're gonna love it. I'll see you on the inside.